Welcome to another episode of Mixed Reactions. I'm Casey Mayer. I'm joined by Ian Blackwell and Justin Duncan. Guys, typically we start off this show, we ask you how you're doing, we jump right into the world of sports. Um, over this past week, something happened that trumps anything that you can ever see happen in a game. A senseless tragedy happened here in Justin and I's home state of Maine. Of course, there was a mass shooting where 18 people unfortunately lost their lives. You're always told that this can happen anywhere, and up until this last week, I was blind to that fact and truly thought this would never happen. I do want to take a brief moment, send our condolences to the families affected by this horrific incident. Words will never be able to make up for the loss that they've experienced. And when incidents like this happen around the world, it doesn't matter what political side you lean on, if you're left, you're right, it doesn't matter how you feel about gun control. We all need to come together as one and try to make sense of it and just send our condolences and our prayers to the families affected.
Amen.
Absolute truth. Absolute truth.
Of course, we're going to talk about sports. That's what we do about on this show. But I felt that wouldn't be right. And especially, Justin, the term "this hits close to home" takes on a whole new meaning for us when it comes to this instance. Of course, Ian, living in Vegas, you know all about this all too well, man. I don't know about you, Justin. I never thought something like this would happen in Maine. I never
No,
thought that this would be a
not
problem.
not to this extent. Never
Definitely
did.
not to this extent. And the crazy thing about Maine is it's one of the highest gun owned rates in the whole country, if our highest number of gun owners. Um, but I
One,
never thought that
yeah,
this was a possibility.
like you said, Maine's one of the biggest root shooting states in the entire dang union. But
Absolutely.
I think what unnerved me the most, and I mean, as you guys both know, I grew up in Southern California, where shootings are unfortunately not terribly uncommon.
Yeah.
But the scarier part for me as a parent was the delay in finding the individual responsible for the tragedy.
Same
That
here.
that is what unnerved me the most, is how long it took to find the individual. Granted, they did find him and he had since passed, but that doesn't the nothing can take away the pain and suffering of those families who couldn't find out where their loved ones were and had to find out, for some, over Facebook, to find out that their family member didn't make it out of the bar or out of the bowling alley.
Absolutely.
I wish the families involved all my prayers and sympathies. Um, but I think this is a great time for us to come together, not only as a state, but also as a nation, and recognize that mental health needs to be much, much more of a priority than
It
other things.
does.
Some other
It
things.
absolutely does. Mental health is such an important aspect of life. And, it seems like, especially in the United States, typically we drop the ball a lot on it. And that's when instances like this take place. And that's when, stuff can really hit the fan. And there's nothing that we nor anyone else could ever say that is going to bring any loved ones back. So there's nothing that we can say that's going to consolidate the hearts of these families. But what we really can do is we can try to put a smile on your face. I know we joke all the time that we don't have many listeners, which is an absolute fact. But if someone happens to hear this and we could put a smile on their face just by us, our little banter that we have talking about sports, that's the best that we can do.
Absolutely.
Now,
If something brings a bright spot, I'll take that as a win.
absolutely. Now, with that being said, how you boys feeling about how your week went for sports wise?
Depends on what you're asking. What sports?
Well, I mean, you and I as Celtics fans, we're living it up right now. They are an absolute tear, looking like the best team in basketball. So there's no hard feelings on that aspect. Your Patriots had a tough loss to Miami. Our main hockey team did exactly what we thought they were going to do and had a split with Quinnipiac. We can see them climbing up the ranks now, ranked number 20th in the nation. Ian, how was your week in sports?
That's a very good question, Casey. It was about 50-50 until I found out James Harden was coming on to the Clippers a little while ago. I'm on cloud nine, and I say 50-50 because USC was obviously getting their shit pushed in. I will admit, I turned the fucking game off. I was sick of it.
Dang.
They came back. Dude, this is the defense. It's just a fucking joke, bro. I mean, did you see there was a protest on the field before the
I
game?
did see that. There was like
I
15,
saw
20
that.
people who were in at midfield before the game even started. Yep.
Welcome to California. But no, that people can say what they want about USC's defense, but that offense is something else. And we need to fire our defensive coordinator. With the Dallas game, I'm not really too surprised. We got fucking completely railroaded. My morning pretty much consisted of Casey just Micah Parsons. And then this morning I woke up and the Clippers had got James Harden. And I think the Clippers are gonna win the championship. That's my bold prediction.
Wow.
Whoa.
Going
Wow.
that far with someone who chokes every single playoff series that he's in, James Harden, joining your
Who's a
squad.
cancer to every team he's been on. A cancer.
We'll see.
I think he adds a lot of
He's with
offensive
his
firepower
boys now.
in. So? I think that adds a lot of offensive firepower. I'm definitely not going to disagree with you on that.
No knocking that, right?
But to say that makes the Clippers the title favorites, no way.
No.
I mean, I was already thinking we were up there before the trade. We just have better chemistry. They're saying they finally have a leader in Westbrook. Maybe the Suns are about a year away. If not title favorites, which I still believe, maybe not on paper title favorites. I haven't checked the updated odds since the trade, but I highly doubt it's probably Boston at the top. Have you guys lost yet?
No.
Yeah, but we
I don't know, put it this way: when we played the Wizards, like I think it was the last night or the night before,
Last night.
and
Played the Wizards last night,
out of
up
the
by
game
30.
before the third quarter was over.
Yeah.
yeah, no man.
We absolutely blew out the Wizards last night. Destroyed them. We're up by 30 in the second quarter.
I like the different element that Porzingis brings to Boston. But I mean, we were still able to hold on to Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, and get James Harden. Maybe it will come to the playoffs, and we'll be like, see, this is exactly why you shouldn't have picked the Clippers. But I like our chances right now. I think we have a good chemistry.
I can see them making some noise in the West, but I don't see them winning the West.
We're beating
winning
Denver.
the champ.
We're beating Denver.
You're not
No.
beating Denver.
No,
Denver is the most,
Absolutely beating them.
even as a Celtics fan, I can say this with complete confidence. Denver is the most complete team in basketball.
and I don't think it's even close.
Yeah, but we've seen them struggle against different looks. I mean, hell, just Friday we saw when they played a more aggressive team in Memphis. They struggled. I mean, granted, we're 4 games into the season, but we'll see. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I knew the Rams were gonna get fucking railroaded by the Cowboys, and that's exactly what happened. But
You guys actually were making it a close game at one point, because you got to remember, when you took the ball down, end of the first half, got a touchdown. First drive of the second half, you got the touchdown. You were making it close for a while there. And then Dallas had that 8-minute drive in the third. Although they only got 3, they were able to kill 8 minutes off that clock, which obviously puts your offense in a hurry-up aspect, caused you to go 3 and out. Dallas went and got a touchdown, put the game away. But a couple different plays here and there, and the Rams could have found themselves fighting tooth and nail at the end of that game. It just didn't happen to go that way.
I wasn't that upset. I was more happy for K. Because I think you. Granted, we had was it a field goal block or a punt block in the first quarter, and then we had a pick 6.
Mhm.
I thought you guys looked better than we looked bad. Dallas looked fast.
Oh, for sure.
They looked explosive. I got Cowboys Dolphins in the Super Bowl, and I'm sticking to it.
Once again, Max throws a pick at the worst possible freaking time. Driving down the lane with the golden opportunity after the fumble by Mostert to at least get within 7, if not closer, and he throws it right at Jalen Ramsey. Right at him.
And
And the thing is, your defense hung tough that game.
Yeah, sort of. I felt like it ended up being a track meet by the end of it.
At the end, yes.
It was literally like the first half, like, oh, wow, this is actually a game. And then the Dolphins woke up at halftime.
Yeah, and
What are you going to think? Oh, go ahead, Ian. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I mean, but what I was gonna say was, I think when it comes to playing Miami, man, they're one of the most explosive offenses I've ever seen personally. I think it's not necessarily a matter of if it's gonna be a track meet, because you guys, like Case said, hell enough. It's just when or how much of a track meet is it gonna be? Like, it's at some point they're gonna just outrun you. So that's all I was gonna say.
That's
Which
fair.
no, that's a completely valid point.
I mean, and then to add insult to injury, Devontae Parker, concussion. Kendrick Bourne, torn
Out for the
ACL.
year.
So,
Man, that's such a tough break because Kendrick Bourne was looking by far and away your best receiver.
Career year for him. Absolute career year going for him. He was by it's a DVOA ranks. He was the 11th best wide receiver in the league going into that game.
Yeah, he had an impact on your offense for sure. And even with that, I mean, as the quote unquote 11th ranked receiver in football, I don't think anyone actually thought he was the 11th best receiver in football. But at the same time, what you really need to take away from this offense is Mac Jones only had 161 passing yards. Like that is just not culpable offense to beat a team like Miami.
Not enough. It's not enough. And we said this, I think it was a couple days ago in the group chat. I think the onus still falls on Belichick in the long run because he is living in the early 2000s, not necessarily with Brady, expecting him to cover all his mishaps, but defensively he hasn't changed his mind scheme. He hasn't drafted or supported defense for speed. He is a bruiser defense. His defenses are built to stop the run. They're never built to take away a passing game. The only time that they've had any closest to that is when they had J.C. Jackson initially, or Ty Law, or maybe Asante Samuel / Gilmore, kind of. But even then, his defenses are primarily built to bruise you at the line of scrimmage, and that doesn't happen for track meet offenses.
No, it doesn't. It's a piss poor matchup for track meet offenses. You got to think, Tyreek Hill is on pace to set every single record that a receiver is going to hold for a single season.
He already broke the record this week for breaking 1,000 yards. He's going to break 2,000 by the end of this.
The way he's looking, he absolutely could break 2,000. I am beyond excited to see Miami's matchup with Kansas City this weekend. That is a game I am excited to wake up at 9:30 to watch.
That's in Germany, isn't it?
Yep, 9:30 a.m. game. Kansas City Chiefs, Miami Dolphins.
Worth waking up for.
You know how last week that we were talking about how there's not too many marquee matchups this week, but this week, my friends, there are so many games that are just absolutely barn busters, man. This is going to be a fantastic week of NFL football.
How did we do last week, picks-wise?
Let's take a look.
Well, I can go ahead and tell you right now. Gary needs a new pair of shoes. Okay, let's go. These motherfuckers. Oh, sorry, I was reading something from work. Hold on. Didn't tally up the records yet, but I will tell you exactly how we finished. Give me 1 second.
It should be pretty simple to tally up the winners.
Yeah, it's that's good. Okay, so we all had. Let me go ahead and pull it out because I thought I wrote Sean's down, but I didn't. Let me see. But yeah, I got all of our winners and losers. All I got to do is just add Sean to it. Give me 1 second. I must not have saved, drafted it. That's my fault.
It's okay.
Behind the scenes, folks, you unprepared fuck. Nah, they're very understanding of me taking 9 or 10 days to send this shit out. Okay, so we all had Buffalo, including Sean. So that's a dub for all of us.
1-0 for everybody. Okay.
We all had the Jets, including Sean, so that's 2-0. Jaguars,
pretty much
Sean.
unanimous, if I recall correctly, almost all across the board.
Yeah, for the first. Wait, what did you say?
We were almost all completely unanimous halfway across the schedule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we were pretty unanimous, but there, like, I'll get to the. It's a little bit further down my slate, where we all kind of ran into our little disagreement. So we were all unanimous on Jacksonville as well. That's 3-0 for all of us. And at one point, I was like, "Damn, did we all win all? Like, did any of us win all of our games?" But no, it didn't happen. We were all unanimous on Philly. We were all unanimous on Dallas. We were all unanimous on Minnesota. I was the only one that correctly picked the Titans game, but don't worry, I did not have a great week like I did that one time. Let me see. Sean in that game had he had the Vikings as well. So damn, well, it looks like Sean is pretty much unanimous with us. In the Titans Falcons game, yeah, you guys both missed it. Sean had the Falcons as well, so I remain undefeated in that one. We all had Miami. We all had.
I could have sworn I picked the Titans, but okay.
No. You guys all had Atlanta. I think there might have been one that you picked, or maybe you. I'll go down to it in a second. Saints, Colts. You got me and Casey both had the Colts. Justin had the Saints. Sean had the Colts as well. So Justin was the only one who got that one correct. We all had the Texans, including Sean. So we literally all lost that one. Shout out to Carolina. Browns, Seahawks. I was the only one that picked the Browns, and Sean. Sean also had the Seahawks, so I was the only one that got that one wrong. The rest of you got it right. San Francisco. I'm just gonna go on a fucking limb and say we all
had San Francisco,
including Sean. Yeah, that's a loss for all of us. Kansas City. I know Sean didn't pick the Broncos. I'm just before looking at it.
How did that happen? I gotta ask.
I called it in our group. I didn't call it in this, but I did call it in our group. You guys almost called the Philly one. Baltimore over Arizona. We all won that one. Wait, Baltimore won this weekend, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, they did. I looked it up earlier. Yeah, you're right. And then we were all unanimous on the chart. Let me make sure Sean had the Chargers, and then we were all unanimous on the Lions. I know Sean was very high on the.
Didn't you pick the Bears, Casey?
No, hell no.
He might have debated on it because how shitty Justin Herbert is, but no, he didn't pick. We all had the Chargers.
Okay.
And then I'm guessing Sean. I'm just double checking real quick. He had the Lions as well, and then he also had the Chargers. So let me go ahead and tally them up. But while I'm tallying them up, what do you guys feel about the? I mean, is this week kind of go exactly how you guys expected it?
Sort of. I mean, Houston, Carolina was a toss-up for me, to be honest. And I felt that CJ Stroud would have been better. Kudos to Carolina for toughing it out with the last-second field goal. I really don't know how in the heck Kansas City just didn't show up to Denver, but
I can tell you how.
Patrick Mahomes was sick. I know.
No, not even that. Not even that. I mean, that's it to an extent, but it goes to a greater point, and this is kind of an idea that I've been fiddling with the past day or so. Excuse me. I'm not really sure how to process this take, and it's a little out there. You know what the Kansas City Chiefs remind me of? They remind me of the 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers. The reason being,
go ahead.
Hold on. The reason being is Patrick Mahomes has to go out and be Superman, a la LeBron James, on every game. And if he's not, if he's human like the rest of us and has an average game, I don't know if Kansas City can overcome it.
Oh, wait a minute. Justin actually won. I thought we were so Justin finished 12-4. Me, Casey, and Sean all finished 11-5.
Congratulations, Mr. Duncan.
It's that Saints pick.
Yeah,
it is that Saints pick.
It was the Saints pick because other than that, we would have been all tied. And then I was the only one that picked Tennessee, but I think where I got fucked is I was the only one to pick the Browns. Otherwise, Justin and I would have been. Well, yeah. Well, then I would have won. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's go ahead and put a star next to his name because he's earned it. Why don't we go ahead and jump into this week's game, fellas? What do you say?
Real quick before we do that, I'm down for that. What are your guys' thoughts on that take, where if Patrick Mahomes doesn't go out and be Superman for the Kansas City Chiefs week in and week out, they're not going to win. Because you got to think, he had a subpar game this past week. No question about it. He's human. It happens to everybody. You can't name a quarterback in the history of the game that hasn't had a bad game. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, how does it affect Kansas City's season overall? No, not really. I mean, they're still going to be the favorites in the, obviously in their division. They'll probably be top 2 favorites in their conference. So that's not really what the concern lines for Kansas City right now. But what if Mahomes has one of those subparish games in the playoffs?
They lose.
Is that something that they can overcome?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
They need Mahomes.
And so that's why I said they remind me of the 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers. I know it's a different sport, but I think it's a fair comparison.
I don't think it's far off. I think that's fair. You could also make the same argument about the. If you want to compare to the 2008 Patriots, Brady had a subpar Super Bowl, and if it weren't for that, they would have gone undefeated. He had a pedestrian Super Bowl.
Here's why that's different. Before you go any further, here's why that's way different. They didn't need Brady to be Superman.
No,
that team was loaded.
They were loaded.
That team was loaded. The 2018 Cavs and this Kansas City team, aside from Travis Kelce, the Chiefs have nobody to throw the ball to. They need Mahomes to be spectacular and put the ball in only places where he can put it. Damn near every throw. You know what I mean? And so if he doesn't do that, if he doesn't do that, it's just look at the throw to Sky Moore that hit him directly over the shoulders that he dropped that would have put Kansas City within 4 on a 4th down. It was a fantastic throw, and he dropped it. I feel so awful for him right now. It almost feels like Kansas City's taking advantage of how great Mahomes is by not getting him any weapons.
Taking it for granted, I think, would be a better word. Or maybe you're right, taking advantage. I think they're definitely taking
that's what I meant to say. I don't know if I said taking advantage. I meant to say taking for granted. Taking for granted of Patrick Mahomes' greatness. Like, I don't think you could find one realistic football fan that doesn't think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. Agreed?
He is.
No, I agree. I'd agree.
I don't even think it's close. Like, I think Joe Burrow's number 2, but I think there's a wide gap between Burrow and Mahomes. And
Burrow needs Chase and Higgins to be great for him to be great. Honestly.
Imagine Jamar Chase and T. Higgins playing with Patrick Mahomes.
That's like Brady and Moss Welker. Seriously.
No, absolutely, Justin. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, that was just my point on it. I know it's kind of an off take because it's 2 completely different sports.
Yeah,
I like the comparison. I like the comparison.
But yeah, I am more than ready to get into this week's picks because, boy, are there some good ones. Who's ready?
I got the schedule up. So first, we're going to have Tennessee going to the Steel City. That's going to be Thursday. Who you guys got?
I got Pittsburgh in this one. Pittsburgh looked good.
Give me Tennessee.
That's a tough one, but I got. Oh, let me
Will
go ahead and
Levis did look really, really good this week. Like really good. And this is
he looks like the future of the Titans.
You can't argue that. I mean, it looked like DeAndre Hopkins' renaissance too. 2 touchdowns and 2 catches.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins balled out. That took me by not necessarily surprised, but it kind of caught me off guard just because he's been relatively quiet. So what about Dolphins Chiefs? That's going to be the 6th
matchup of the week. Matchup of the week.
I mean, it's not my matchup of the week, but it is a matchup of the week.
It's a Super Bowl preview, and you damn well know it.
Well, no, it's not a Super Bowl preview because both teams are in the AFC. But
okay, AFC Championship preview. My bad. You get the point. It's been a long day.
Dolphins, Chiefs.
Neutral
Dolphins
field.
haven't beaten a team with a winning record in over 400 days. Chiefs coming off a loss. My one rule in sports right now is don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. Give me the Chiefs. And my fiance is a Chiefs fan, so if I say Dolphins, I have to sleep on the couch. So I'm going to go Chiefs.
Yeah, the same question. The question comes, is Taylor Swift flying to Germany?
Dude, you know Travis is going to fly her up to Germany. He has to.
I know he would.
She gets to take her own fucking private jet.
Yeah, they can take her private jet. Yeah, but give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. And a close one. Tyreek Hill gets over 100 yards and a couple tutties. But give me the Chiefs.
I'll take Kansas City too. I won't be surprised if Miami wins, but I'll take Kansas.
Oh God, no, I wouldn't be shocked if Miami won. Not in the slightest. They're a really good team, but.
I got Miami. I know that one of the first things that came to my mind when I was thinking about this game was the fact that they have Mike McDaniel has never been a team with a winning record, but just considering how, I mean, granted, it could be a bounce back spot for Kansas City, but just considering how bad they looked last week, give me the Dolphins. And then next we have the Arizona Cardinals or the Cleveland Browns. Give me the Browns by 100.
Browns.
Yeah, give me the Browns for sure.
Browns for sure.
Right, we ain't even gonna spend that much time on that one. And we got Bears at Saints. Saints are opening this game at home in New Orleans, -7.5. Give me the Saints. No Justin Fields
Saints.
still, correct?
Saints as well. Yep.
Give me the Saints.
Shit. All right, yeah, for sure. Hold on, give me a second. Fuck with them hot wings. Fuck. Not the hot wings, and motherfucking potatoes. Hold on,
You
give me
need
a
some
second.
ranch dressing or some blue cheese sauce for that.
Fuck, man. Excuse me. All right, I'm better now. All right, let's go ahead and go. Rams going into Lambeau to play Green Bay. Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I thought our bye was this week.
Nope, it's next week.
What the fuck was I looking at? Give me the Rams.
I like the Cooper Cup Nakua show. I'll take the Rams too.
Damn, this is all going to depend on Stafford. I mean, this is.
Jordan Love has looked like dog crap, like absolute.
You're
crap.
right. No, you're right. He has, and the Rams are going to be on a mission to bounce back from Dallas shellacking them. So give me the Rams.
All right, next we're going to have Minnesota going into the ATL to play the Falcons. Falcons are opening up -5 at home. I have no fucking idea why. Give me the
Yes, you do.
Vikings.
No
Are you serious?
way am I taking the Vikings.
Oh
No
my
way
God,
am I-
Kirk Cousins just got hurt.
Kirk Cousins is done for the year.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
working with Josh Dobbs.
No, they're not
Oh.
starting Josh Dobbs.
Oh, they're not?
They're starting Jaron Hall.
Oh, good
They're
night.
undrafted
Falcons
rookie
by
quarterback.
Falcons by 25.
Give me the Falcons. Give me the Falcons.
Bijan Robinson's going to run all over them if they use him properly.
Yeah, I say Falcons. I think Minnesota. I think they're not only did they lose their quarterback, they lost their hope. They lost their heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the Falcons.
All right. So next we're gonna have Seattle going into Baltimore to play the Ravens. Who we got in that one?
That's a tough one. Seattle's coming off a bye.
No, they're not. Seattle played against the Browns.
That's right, they did.
The Ravens are coming off what's basically a bye. They played the Cardinals.
True that.
Give me the Ravens.
I like the Ravens at home too.
Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Seattle just beat Cleveland, but didn't Baltimore win this past? Yeah, they beat Arizona.
Yeah, they beat the bye week. Yeah, I mean the Cardinals.
No, they beat Arizona. Yeah, nobody had a bye this past week. That's why I kept adding it up.
I know.
That's right. That's right. Because I remember I told you, I was going to mention in the group chat that it's like the 1 week first time in 12 years there hasn't been a bye team week 8.
So we all got Baltimore then.
Yeah, we do.
All right. And the next one we got Buccaneers at Texans. Who we got?
Oh my God. See, everything in my system is screaming. This is where the wheels fall off for C.J. Stroud and the Texans. After they just lost to Carolina, and they're going to lose every game from here on out. But
Baker Mayfield's questionable. So
no, he hasn't looked questionable. He's looked garbage.
Doesn't say injury report. He's questionable on the injury report.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant his play.
Oh, it's been garbage. I know that. I'm saying he is.
Oh, his injury report. Okay. Sorry, Baker.
report.
I didn't mean to call you out like that. God, the Bucs still have a really good defense. Give me the Bucs.
This one's close for me too. I'm gonna take the Texans.
Okay, so next we got Commanders at Patriots. I want to get Justin's take on this.
Wait,
How
you
do
didn't
feel
pick.
about-
You didn't pick Mr. Blackwell.
No, I said Tampa. What do you think about the Patriots game, Justin?
I think this is Keyshawn Booty's first real look because who else are they going to throw the ball to and Pop Douglas? Because they got no one to throw to. And Booty's been on the in the doghouse since he forgot the toe tap against the Phillies, the Eagles. Forgot how to do that in the first game of the season. Sam Howell's also looked like garbage at times. I'm gonna take Scary Terry and the Commanders the more I think about it.
Me too. Give me the Commanders.
The Patriots need this one, but I'm taking the Commanders.
Yeah, you gotta give me the Commanders. What else you, Ian?
Okay, so I'm gonna make this quick take real quick before we get too much further. If the Patriots had not lost Judon and Gonzalez, they would not be anywhere near as bad as they are now.
I agree. What's your record? 2-6?
Right now it's 2-6. Yeah, I think we'd be probably 4-4, 3-4. I'd say.
I don't know. I'd say 3-5. Because I mean, you gotta think. You lost to the Saints 34-0. You lost to Dallas 38-3. Even with Judon and Gonzalez, I don't think you were going to win either one of those games.
True, but I think we would have at least been more competitive in the last couple.
I can see that. I'd say 3-5. I think you would have won one more for sure because that defense would have stepped up.
I think we could have possibly beaten Miami if we had those two.
It's possible because your defense was actually playing really well at first. You got Tua into that early pick. You actually took a 7-0 lead when you hit Kendrick Bourne over the middle, and boy, can he fly when he gets the ball in his hands.
Yes, he can. But now he can't.
All right, Ian, who are you taking, Commanders or Patriots? Yo, Ian, are you there?
Where'd he go? Is he alive?
I'm sure he'll be back. And
he's got tech issues.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, Justin, as far as the defense would be so much better with Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez. Because Christian Gonzalez was looking like an early candidate for Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
I don't think it was even close. I think he was
it wasn't. It really well. Maybe Jalen Carter from Philadelphia. That was going to be
okay. Yeah, he's been a beast in the front for
so that definitely would have been. It was a toss up between them for sure. And you could argue Matthew Judon is
the absent MVP for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to word it. The absent MVP. That's a super good way of wording that. Now, obviously, because I was gonna say you could argue besides Micah, he's probably one of the top outside linebackers in the league, but that wouldn't make sense to come to this point anymore, just because Micah's been more defensive end this year than he has linebacker.
Yeah.
But when you get Judon back, when you get Gonzalez back, I don't think you'll get either one of them back this year. You might get Judon back at some point, right?
I think, well, if we were to somehow, which it's not going to happen, if we were somehow to make the play on the wild card round, he might have been available. Long shot, even then.
Mm-hmm.
He's more likely to be ready for spring training.
Okay, that's fair. Ian, we know you were having some tech issues, man. We were discussing the Commanders-Patriots game. We both chose the Commanders. Who are you leaning towards in that one?
I don't know, man. I've liked the Commanders all year. They're really they've been tough, man. There's some fighters considering the game is in Gillette. I think Justin, both in the group chat and then at the beginning of the show, was making some good points saying that Bill Belichick does seem like he's stuck. Excuse me. In the mid 2000s.
Let it be known though. The Commanders did trade their two best defensive players today in Montez Sweat and Chase Young. Chase Young got traded to the fucking 49ers, by the way.
Yeah,
How is that fair?
You can
Nick Bosa and Chase Young?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that might alter my pick the more I think about it. Because Mac's not going to get bum rushed on the side.
No, but you lost your best receiver. Who is Mac going to throw the ball to, first and foremost?
All day long. Pop Douglas and Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki.
What are you going to do, run Pop Douglas on quick screens? Like, I like Pop Douglas, but he can't run a route, Justin.
He can run a go route.
Okay, you're right. Yes, he can. He can run a go route. Good for him. Tell him to run a post corner
down the side, but I mean, you're going to have to run ball screens with Stevenson, Elliott, Hunter Henry, and Gesicki, and then Douglas over the top. That's really all you've got left.
I'm
And
not
again, they
even saying
haven't used Keyshawn Booty, and they're going to have to call him up to the practice squad now because they have no one else.
I'm not even saying this because I'm a former Cowboy, because I'm a Cowboys fan. Get Zeke involved more.
He was looking good on Sunday when they were running it. He was looking good. He's been looking
Exactly.
good.
Get him the ball more. I was telling you this 3 weeks ago, Justin. I think it's debatable that he's looked better than Stevenson this year.
I think it's not debatable. I think he has. But the thing is, they have investment on Stevenson, but they don't have on Zeke.
I get it. In this, and you know this. New England's not in win now mode. I get that, but still, if they want to take control and at least have some
pride,
yes, pride, exactly, some pride throughout the season. Get your best players the fucking football.
Yep.
Sorry, didn't mean to go on that rant. What's the next game? We're all on the Commanders.
I've got the Patriots.
Oh, you got the Patriots. Okay, Ian has the Patriots.
I think I'm going to flip to the Patriots, actually. I'm going to flip. Losing Chase Young is going to make a big difference.
And we all had Tampa, right? Just want to make sure I didn't miss that one.
Yeah, we all had Tampa.
Okay, for sure.
No, I had Houston.
You guys are making me want to switch.
You had Houston? Okay, for sure.
You guys are making me want to switch to the Patriots. Because you're right. I mean, they didn't look that bad this past week. And every time Washington plays Philly, it's smoke and mirrors because we know how terrible Washington is. But yet they somehow play Philly really close every time they play. Every time.
No Chase Young, though. It's
bad the last couple weeks. I mean, bad.
It's in Gillette, right?
It's in Gillette.
Give me the Patriots. Give me the Patriots.
Flip and flip.
I know I'm going to regret it, but fuck it. Give me the Patriots.
All right. One thing I didn't think we'd say at all this year, we're all on the Patriots. Next, we got Indianapolis going to Carolina. I don't know, man. The Colts are one of those teams. They're another kind of like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get, but the Panthers are still shit. Colts are -2.5 on the – give me
the Colts. Give me Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew, the mustache. Absolutely.
And if this is one of those picks. If I get burned by this, so be it. But I'll be damned
if we get burned by it. Good for Carolina and good for Bryce Young for rounding off 2 straight wins. Absolutely. That's amazing for him.
Absolutely.
So
especially shaking off that adversity. Starting off 0-6. If Carolina can come off 2 straight wins, good for them. I was happy with Bryce Young's performance. You got to think he was sacked 5 times and he didn't blink an eye. He stood in that pocket and made crucial throws when it was needed. So good for him.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, so the next one we got is the New York Football Giants, who have pretty much been dog shit all year. Just lost to the Jets this past weekend. Coming to the state where, fun fact, coming to the county where prostitution is not legal. It is legal in about 30 Nevada counties, but it's not legal in Las Vegas. They're playing the Raiders. Who you guys got? I got Oakland, or the Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh, man. 2 trash teams.
Give
me Vegas,
or is he still out?
Is who? Oh, Garoppolo. Let me see. Is that what you asked?
No, Daniel Jones. Is he still out?
Yeah, Garoppolo played last night.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me see.
Like garbage.
Yeah, give me the Raiders.
I got the Raiders too.
Daniel Jones has a disc injury that is not considered significant. It says he's expected back this season. If de facto, he's out Sunday. So
okay. I'll take the Raiders.
Yeah, give me the Raiders.
Okay. And technically, this game appeared before the Raiders game. I'm looking at CBSSports.com, but I had to wait last to talk about it. It's going to be that Cowboys at Eagles. They're going to the link for a 4:25 p.m. tilt. We're going to start with Justin.
Philly just got a redemption win. Cowboys coming off shellacking the Rams. What's the line right now?
Philly -3.
Philly -3.
Yeah, so that's a toss up, really. Give me the Cowboys on the road. I got a feeling.
I got Cowboys as well. All right, the best for last. What about you, Casey?
Are you gonna fall over? I picked the Cowboys.
You've picked the Cowboys quite a bit. I think the other game you went against the Cowboys was against the 49ers.
That's true.
Well, Dak's 8-3 against Philly in his career. He's beaten them 3 times on the road at Lincoln Financial Field. The Eagles. The Eagles are the team that I hate the most in all of professional sports. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put on my unbiased clothes
It's gonna Blake is hot.
and I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt you deep down.
I don't trust Dallas. They seem like front runners where if they get out early on you, they're gonna blow you out of the water, but struggle to win close games. I don't trust the red zone offense. Give me the Eagles.
Say it with me, Casey. EAGLES, Eagles.
Fuck you, Ian.
That's an alternate version of it. Okay, so then Sunday night we got man, I'm going back and forth on this one too. We got Buffalo traveling to a place that Sean can't stand, Cincinnati, to play Joe Burrow, and the Bengals coming off a huge win against the Niners. This I feel like is a game that people are going to
emotionally riveting because this is where the DeMar Hamlin situation happened.
No, that was in Buffalo though.
I thought that was in. No,
I thought that was in.
It was in.
Was it in Cincinnati? I thought it was in Buffalo.
I know. I think Casey's right because I don't think if they're not in the same division, I don't think they would be playing twice in. 2 years in a row. And let's see.
No, they. I mean, they would. I mean, we went to Minnesota 3 straight years. To be honest, it was in Cincinnati. So it's the return to the scene of the crime. That's a bad way to put it. I shouldn't have said that. Give me the Bengals, though. Give me the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bills. I'm going to take the Bills on this one.
Yeah, it was in Cincinnati last year. Sorry, it was bugging me not knowing. You guys both have the Bills.
Right.
Correct?
Okay, so it's in Cincinnati. Hold on. Give me a minute.
Well, I mean, it's in Cincinnati. I was just saying last year was in Cincinnati as well. That's all.
I know. You know Buffalo is going to be fired up for this game for their boy.
I got Buffalo.
Football is a big game of emotions.
I'm going Buffalo too. I Cincinnati looks so good against the Niners, but is that more of Brock Purdy finally, like Casey's saying, being figured out, or is Cincinnati that good? But regardless, it's gonna be an emotionally charged game. Cincinnati's still right now sitting at 4-3. I mean, this is especially with that division being tough. It's a must-win game, but I think Buffalo. Maybe it'll be a squeaker, but I think Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo. Give me Buffalo.
All right, we all got the Billies, and then is it going to be in Inglewood or is it? No, it's going to be in New York. So in New Jersey, it's going to be Chargers at Jets. Chargers are -3 on the road. This is I don't know, man.
Give me. Oh wow, Zach Wilson coming off an absolutely dreadful performance where he gutted it out and got the win. So credit to him for stepping up in the last few seconds of the game. Other than that, he was pitifully bad.
I still got the Chargers.
Give me the Chargers as well.
Listen, I mean, I didn't realize they had the same fucking record. Chargers are 3-4. I think the Jets are 3-4.
The Jets are 4-3.
They're 4-3.
I don't know, man. This is Chargers are the better team, but like Casey said, it's gonna be Zach Wilson's gonna have a lot to prove this week. The Chargers, they just blow so many leads. Like, they just make so many poor decisions. Like, it's hard to keep betting.
To keep you in a close game, I agree. Absolutely.
Wait, you and Justin both had the Chargers, right?
We both had the Chargers, yeah.
All right. Fuck, dude. I mean, it's like...
Zach Wilson, shit in your hand. That's what it's going to be.
I got the Chargers, too. It's hard not to go with them. I just wanted so badly to go with the Jets. Like they're playing inspired football right now, but they're gonna have to play what? Don't they have to play? Have they already played the Dolphins or the Bills? I think they might play the Bills, right?
They played the Bills week 1.
Right, yeah, and then they beat the Bills. So
Yes.
let's see who the Jets still got left. I don't think they've even
Let's
played
not forget the
Buffalo.
Bills also did just trade for Rasul Douglas. I know we were talking about the Bills and the Bengals game, but I think that's going to help out their depleted secondary. Sorry, continue on.
They've got the
No,
Chargers this week, then they go to Vegas, and then they go to Buffalo.
Yeah, and then in Buffalo still has, or the Jets still haven't played Miami yet. I think it's gonna. There is still time for me to flop back, but I'm not gonna. I think the Chargers win, and hell, with has. I mean, well, granted, Kansas City only lost their second game this past weekend. But let's just look at the AFC standings really quickly while we're at it. Kansas City's leading the division 6-2. Chargers have obviously had a
Leading
bye.
the conference, you mean?
No, the division. Oh, they're leading the conference. Well, I mean, they're in a 1, 2, 3, 4-way tie at the top of the AFC with Baltimore and Miami and Jacksonville.
All the division leaders are at 6-2.
Right. Yeah. And then let me see. Just as a kind of after that, has Kansas City played Jacksonville, Baltimore, or Miami? They play Miami this weekend. I think
They played Jacksonville and beat them.
This is just painful to look at. The Patriots are the worst team in the AFC. This is painful to look at.
2-6.
They're the worst team in the conference. That is hard to look at.
Yeah,
That almost doesn't seem real.
No, it doesn't.
Dude, the AFC North is such a solid division, man. Like, you can't make heads or tails. I mean, Baltimore.
I thought that was going to be a garbage division this year. Honestly,
Pepper, get the fuck
I thought it was Bengals and then everybody else.
Yeah,
that's what I thought, but
we were wrong.
Yeah, I heard a few people say. I've heard people saying it could go either way. Like, it could be a shit division, or there's really not a team in the division that's not, at least has a fighter's chance. But I mean, 4-3 Cincinnati, 4-3 Cleveland, 4-3 Pittsburgh, 6-2 Baltimore. But it's good. It's gonna be a good rest of the season, man. I mean, this is what most teams played like 8 games, so this is pretty much the halfway point this upcoming weekend. You know what I'm saying? So
did you make your pick between Chargers and Jets? I didn't see.
I got Chargers.
You got the Chargers. Right, so we're all on the Chargers. I think that's a pretty solid pick segment. We went off the rails a couple times, boys. We definitely have some different ones this week. Thankfully, it's going to be a more interesting week. There's some really great games coming up. It's the NFL, man. We're about halfway through it. Like I said last week, it feels like it's just blink of an eye.
Breaking news in the World Series: both Adolis Garcia and Max Scherzer are going to miss the remainder of the World Series due to injury.
That's huge. That's
when the fuck did this happen? I mean, the game just started. Did this get released pre-game?
Now, breaking news: Adolis Garcia and Max Scherzer have been removed from the Texas Rangers postseason roster.
That's gonna be tough, man. I mean,
Texas won last night, right?
Yeah, 3-1, I think.
Yep, that's
yes, they did.
Man, I was so for let's just get started on the Rangers for a second. Adolis Garcia, where do you get off? Bottom of the 11th, smacking that shit, man. I was in here losing my shit. They threw him a fucking. It didn't even look like he hit it that hard. I mean, it looked like he hit it hard when it came out to that. I think it would be a fucking home run.
They threw a meatball at him.
They did. That's the definition of a meatball. That's a good call, Justin.
Oh,
it was like bartender, boom. Gone.
Absolutely.
It was like, can we just go home, please? Just here, go.
No,
that's exactly what it was. That's a great way of putting it.
How do you guys feel about the world? Oh, go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
But Garcia was starting to make a name for himself, a la Reggie Jackson in the World Series.
He was. He really was.
Huge blow. I mean, granted, they are up 2-1. Only to win 2 more out of 4. But those are 2 huge losses.
I expect the Diamondbacks to bounce back and win tonight.
Me too.
I expect them to win 2. I have the Diamondbacks in 7.
I think I said Rangers in.
You had Rangers in 5.
Did I?
Shit, I forgot what I had in that. What did I pick?
I don't think you picked it.
I didn't pick.
Why
would I not make a pick?
I mean, it was just kind of like late at night. I don't know if you were sleeping, but we were just kind of, me and Jessica were just kind of going back and forth about it. I don't even know if maybe Sean was replying, but I don't even know if you were.
Okay, so it wasn't on the show. Okay.
No.
That makes sense.
But nah, man, like, dude, I mean, I'm a Angels fan. Help us, please. But
trade Trout, please. That's what you need to do.
dude, it's
Trade him to us, please. Trade him to Boston, please.
Please. I will give you anything.
We'll give you our entire roster for them too.
Rafael Devers, Alex Verdugo, Marcellus Mayer, everyone go. Just please. We'll
as much as I love Devers, I would do that trade in a heartbeat.
Yep. And dude, I wouldn't cry over it.
Arizona this year, man. Like, I mean, because they come on late, so I watched them a little bit, and
they're a one-hit wonder.
They're cardiac kids.
Oh yeah,
they're absolutely cardiac kids.
Yeah, they're not going to be now. Texas, on the other hand, with as much
money
as they
loaded, they're going to be good for years.
They're going to be one of those teams. I mean, Houston's shit.
Okay, true story. Corey Seager used to play at the High Desert Mavericks. I'm pretty sure it was either Corey Seager or Kyle Seager, who's with the Mariners. One of the two Seager brothers used to play at the High Desert Mavericks minor league team. I used to watch them all the time. Fantastic player. I think the more I think it was Kyle, but even then, Corey Seager is no slouch compared to his brother. I mean, I think
both great players.
Probably a better hitter, whereas Kyle's a better defensive mid. But you cannot sleep on that offense in Texas. You just cannot.
No, so I just looked it up. Corey Seager played for
he was in the Dodgers organization.
Yeah, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Yeah, so
that's right.
So Kyle Seager must have. That's dope though, man. I remember watching the Lake Elsinore Storm blow like a fucking 10-1 lead against the High Desert Mavericks. I was there because I won a reading contest at school.
Nice. That's awesome.
It was either that or one of those Pizza Hut pizza pan pizzas.
Oh, I remember those back when Pizza Hut had the red cups and everything.
What, Ian? Was it you versus a couple 5-year-olds or? I'm just kidding.
He probably was 5 years old.
I didn't even know how to answer that. Here. So check it out. So, all right. I think that Casey brought up a valid question in the group the other day. What the fuck was the question? Would you rather get punched by Mike Tyson in the face every day for a month, or be streamed live across the internet fighting a 5-year-old? I'm fighting the 5-year-old. I'll be as fucking.
I'll take the 5-year-old because I can.
You have to at that point.
I can hold him at the end of my hand and be good.
Now, we can't repeat some of the other would you rather questions we had. They got pretty out there, but
they did. This is true. But to segue back towards the regular topics of conversation. How about them Black Bears?
Oh. What a weekend it was. To be fair, Justin, I'm half disappointed because, again, it almost seems like they shot their load Friday night and just didn't come ready to play Saturday. Not that they got the doors blown off them, but it just seems like something wasn't there Saturday.
Saturday, it looked like we looked sluggish compared to
very sluggish.
They came out with rockets on their skates. They were moving everywhere.
To be fair, let's be honest, Quinnipiac was coming off 2 straight overtime losses. So they were not necessarily fighting for their season, because college hockey is not like college football where if you lose a game or two, your season's over. But at the same time, they were on a mission to ensure they didn't lose 3 in a row.
3 in a row. Who did they lose to before that?
They lost New Hampshire in overtime the weekend before they lost to Maine in overtime. So they lost 2 straight overtime games before that game Saturday.
You're talking about Quinnipiac.
Yes.
Yeah, got you.
Now here's a question that I don't know how you feel about this, Casey. So college coaches poll came out this on Monday, and both New Hampshire and Maine are in the top 20.
Yes. Maine sitting at 20.
Maine sitting at 20, New Hampshire at 15. How do you put New Hampshire at 15 when Maine owns the head-to-head tiebreak? Granted, it was an exhibition, but they own the head-to-head.
I would say it's an they can't take that into consideration because it's an exhibition.
Okay,
it doesn't count against the record. So
fair enough. Okay, I mean, from the optics standpoint, knowing the exhibition result, I was like, how does that compute?
No, I get that. I see your point of view, but it's just like I said, exhibitions don't mean anything. Maine should get a sweep this weekend.
Ooh, sweet. At Merrimack?
I think Maine gets the sweep this weekend against Merrimack, yes.
Merrimack looked okay. They've looked
They
okay.
did. It's not that New Merrimack's a bad team. I just think Maine is going to come out on the attack, ready to jump from the opening weekend, because now they have that taste of success being in the top 20. And I feel Maine's going to do everything they possibly can to hang on to that position. I don't see them slipping a game this weekend.
I mean, they got to get
Especially
better on the
knowing,
power play.
yeah, absolutely. No question about it, Ian. And again, they got to be more disciplined. They were sloppy as hell Saturday, could not stay out of the box. But especially where I think it's the following weekend, if I'm not mistaken, the number 1 ranked team in the country, Boston College, comes to the Alfond.
Yeah.
And that place, the Alfond, is going to be rocking. That old girl's gonna shake. It's gonna be amazing for an atmosphere aspect. I think that's why I think Maine knows that. I think the team understands that. They want that Alfond to be as electric as possible, and I think they're going to do everything they possibly can to take care of business both nights this weekend.
Yeah, I think they're going to come. I think we're going to sweep. I have a feeling that one will be an overtime win. Just a feeling, probably Saturday.
I can see that. I can absolutely see that, and that's a completely fair take because it's like you said, Merrimack's no slouch.
No, but I'm seeing a 4-2, 3-2 weekend for the Black Bears. Both wins.
Can absolutely see that. What's on tap for USC this weekend, Ian?
So this weekend we have Washington this weekend.
Oh
boy!
My
boy!
God!
Yeah, we're gonna get our shit pushed in, taken out, pushed back in again. It's gonna be a rough one, man. Our Washington though they didn't. I mean, shit, Stanford had them on the ropes, but like our defense, it leaves much to be desired.
Harris is gonna throw 7 touchdowns on you, and it's not even gonna be close.
Yeah, that's to me. I'm going to tell you right now, Ian. I think you're wrong. I think USC is going to win this weekend, and here's why. Here's why.
Go ahead.
This is the game where Caleb Williams is going to separate himself, not so much in the Heisman talks, but in the draft talks. He's going to step up this game. He knows how big this game is. He understands that. I think what he's going to do is completely separate himself from him and anyone else in this draft class that could even potentially go ahead of him at the number 1 position. I don't think it's going to be a close contest. I mean, actually, sorry. I do think it's going to be a close contest. However, I think USC wins this game 35-31.
That's a fair score. I don't know, man. I completely agree with you. Everything you said about Caleb Williams. I think he comes out. I don't think he plays as shitty as he did against Notre Dame. Obviously, Washington isn't nearly as physical as Notre Dame, but I have no confidence in our defense. At this fucking point, I want to just shoot myself with the fucking gun right in the fucking temple, like dead between the fucking eyes. Because this shit is ridiculous, man. We gave up 49. We were getting our ass kicked against Cal the whole game. Like I just think was Alex Grinch after I want to say it was
What was the final score of that game?
50-49 USC. Cal went for a fucking 2 with like 50 seconds left, but they didn't get it, so we won.
I knew it was like a 1 or 2 score game. I just couldn't remember the exact score of the game.
50-49, bro. We don't deserve to be in the top 25. Like that shit's crazy. You don't give up. Better fact, we're giving up over 400 yards of offense a game, and they still
you have like the 108th ranked defense in college football.
Yeah, it's bad, man. But I mean, honestly, I think USC. I like your prediction. I think the national championship pressure is off, and they could just go out there and play ball. I do.
That's a big thing. That's a real pressure too. So that's a big. Like obviously, I know it doesn't mean much to you anymore as far as individual games because of that, but I think that's going to bode well for Caleb Williams not having that pressure anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's just I don't know. I just kind of lost faith. Now I did say before the season, I mean, because we had kind of a bruiser of a schedule the last part. I mean, 'cause we play Washington, we play Oregon, and then I want to say we play like Oregon. Like we have another, and then we play UCLA at the Rose Bowl, which I mean the crowd there could kind of go either way. But when I looked at the schedule this year, but I still thought we could possibly win the national championship. I thought this was a game we were going to lose. I thought we were going to lose this game all fucking year. And there's nothing that they've done this season other than convince me more and more that we're going to get our fucking ass kicked Saturday, November 4th at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Is that Eastern or Pacific? I should probably get that clarified for myself. But I don't know, man. I just don't. If we win, I'll be over the fucking mood. I mean, but if we win, our defensive coordinator might get to stay. I'm not gonna say Taylor.
No.
I almost want us to play.
No.
Yeah,
No.
you don't think so? All right,
No.
I appreciate
No. No.
yeah,
No. No.
optimism.
You could shut out every team the rest of the season. He doesn't get to stay.
It's just so bad, man. But I think it was either you or Justin were saying that USC, they don't really have the size to compete with.
That was me.
Yeah, it's just it's in LA though, so we're gonna have the crowd behind us. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of at this point, it's just like throwing shit at the wall and hope it sticks.
Hoping it sticks. Yeah, I know. I get it, and it's not like you're wrong with your emotions towards USC, but I think you're letting your emotions get in the way just a tad bit on the impact of this game. I understand because trust me, as a fan, I'm probably the most pessimistic fan you'll ever meet in your life, but I think with this game, it's really going to be a coming out party for Caleb. Not that he hasn't already had his coming out party, but I really think this is going to separate himself from everybody else in the class. And I think that's, I was going to say, I think that's great news for USC for the rest of the season, at least.
Yeah, and I think you make a good point when you say that this isn't necessarily going to be what separates him as far as the Heisman talks, but his draft stock. And I couldn't agree more. Because shit, this is going to be USC's 10th game of the year. If he balls out and ends Washington's undefeated season, yeah, that's gonna. Am I out of line if I say that's gonna make him a shoe-in for? Because a lot of people already see him as a shoe-in for the number one pick. But is that guarantee he's gonna?
I think it absolutely guarantees it. And here's the thing: there's a lot of people who are sane, normal people who watch sports that understand that he's still far and away the best quarterback in college football. But then you got them weirdos out there that like to over criticize every great player. And as soon as they have a bad game, they like to traumatize him. Like, oh, they're trash. They're not what everyone thinks. And so that's what I think this game is going to do for Caleb, where he's going to shut those weirdo critics up is the best way to put it.
Yeah, and it's social media world. What have you done for me lately? Looking at all the quarterbacks in college football, you got another guy I want to talk about in a second too. But you have Penix, you have Bo Nix, who's fucking like 25, 26. He's pretty old. You have Jordan Travis. That's who I want to talk. That dude can ball, bro.
He is a baller.
I think I really think Shedeur is going to be a good quarterback. I really do. I think Shedeur at the next level is going to be a Pro Bowler.
Really?
He just has the it factor. Now, granted, will it happen as quick as maybe some of these other guys? Maybe you don't think so?
See,
Daddy,
I don't think he has the arm talent for it.
Yeah,
I think he has the arm talent to be a great college football quarterback. But there is such a difference between being a college football quarterback and being an NFL Sunday quarterback. I don't know if he has that, man. It's a completely different world. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate on the kid. If he proves me wrong, I'll be happy for him. Like, I would like to see him succeed. There's nothing, I love to see people succeed. But when we're doing a show like this, you just got to be brutally honest with your takes. And I don't think he has that firepower in him as an offensive player to truly compete at the next level as a quarterback. I just don't see it.
Yeah, no, but Jordan Travis, bro, that dude is a fucking baller.
He is a stud.
Dude, yeah, that dude is just fuck, man. Like he doesn't granted, I think he is up there in like the Heisman talks, but he doesn't get talked about nearly enough. And Florida State's number 4 in the country. Like I don't think they're undefeated still. Like Florida State is rolling people. Hell, they had I think like 8 penalties this weekend, but most of the penalties I watched a good amount of the game. It was just because of their intensity. Mike Norvell has them rolling. Now, one thing as well before we get to the question here in a little bit, if you had to pick right now, I guess two questions, kind of the same thing. Who do you have in the college football playoff, and who do you have winning it all? I want to hear your take first.
Go for it,
You
Justin.
can take some time to pull up the. I think Justin just messaged me. I think he said he'll be right back. He had something that just came up all of a sudden.
Gotcha. Okay, I didn't
I'm
see
not
the
sure what
message.
happened.
I did not
But
see the message.
you could pull up the. I'll go ahead and pull up the polls right now if you want me to. I'll read them off to you. I mean, 'cause you probably know the top, but in case you forget about a team. So number one, we got the Georgia. Well, you know what? The college football rankings just got released. The playoff rankings. I think it was fuck. Is it tonight?
It was tonight. I'm back.
Oh, Justin.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're
so
fine.
top four, we got Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, and Florida State.
And then Washington and Oregon are the next two out at 5 and 6, respectively. That is Texas at 7, Alabama 8, Oklahoma 9, Ole Miss 10.
How corny is it to say that I think Georgia might be the best team again? It just they seem like they're
catching fire.
Rolling. Yeah, they're rolling at the right time.
It seems so cliche, but it's true.
They are rolling at the perfect time again. But I wish Sean was here because I would love to say this to him.
I know.
Michigan looks so good.
The Michigan, the thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it. I was just gonna add on to my point of how fucking fantastic Michigan looks most of the time.
The thing about me with Michigan before you get to your prediction is there's just a giant. It's not a giant question mark because they've beat the fucking piss out of everybody they've played, most recently smacking down Michigan State in East Lansing 49-0. Shout out Sean Garner. It was his birthday yesterday. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention that.
Absolutely.
But I mean, they're gonna play at home against Purdue this weekend. Then they go on the road to Penn State, which I mean, I wouldn't know if I would say Penn State's in dysfunction, but they're pretty fucking upset with James Franklin. He can't be a top team. Then they go at Maryland, and then the game at the Big House against Ohio State. So yeah, what's your four, man? Because I'm gonna need a second here. Because goddamn,
my four. I want to take two from the Big Ten, but I'm not going to.
They're in the same division, by the way, Michigan and Ohio State. So there's no way they can both make the yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
a very solid point. I'm gonna roll with obviously Georgia, Michigan. I'm gonna take Michigan over Ohio State.
Are we going are you ranking them 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, these are just the four teams I think
there. Yeah,
sure. Just throwing them out there. So Georgia, Michigan, Washington. Because you're right, Washington's phenomenal too. Damn, dude, that last one.
Even though you got them losing this weekend, you think they're gonna run the table, beat Oregon if they play them again?
Yes, absolutely. I think this is the one game that they'll lose in the regular season, and I think that will be enough for them to get in. Because of how I know it's tough for non-SEC teams, even with one loss, to get in there. Shit, man.
It's tough. Because Michigan and Ohio State still have to play. That's what makes it tough for me. Just do I go?
The winner of that game for sure in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's in the playoff.
For sure. All right, someone else go for. I need a minute. I need a minute on this last one.
You want to take a crack at it, Justin?
My top four. I don't trust Ohio State any further than I can throw them.
Me either.
Part of the problem.
That's valid.
Michigan has got enough turmoil on the sidelines to probably run a reality show. I haven't watched enough of Florida State to say one way or the other. I've watched a bit of Washington.
They're good.
Washington looked exposed against Arizona State. And Georgia, like we've been saying, just peaks at the right time. Give me Georgia, then Michigan, Ohio State.
They can't. Remember, they're in the same division, so you can't have Michigan and
I
I
Ohio
mean,
State.
he can't like if it pans
If I had
out
to choose the top 5, I would flip. I would put Ohio State at 3, Georgia, Michigan 1, 2, Florida State 4, Washington 5.
That's valid.
Not say who should be who would win between who should be ranked ahead of the other in terms of divisionally, but if my top 5, that's how I'd have it. I'd have Michigan ahead of Ohio State.
Oh my bad.
I would too.
Playoff. Who's gonna be in the playoff? Because
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
Crap.
Yeah, so that's why I said you can't have Michigan and Ohio
sorry.
State.
Now he can have Michigan and Ohio State, but it's
it's
gonna
not going to
smart.
pan out.
Yeah.
It's not going to pan out. Yeah, that's what. No,
Not
it
a-
can't.
Because they got to play each other.
It can't happen, Ian. You know that.
No.
Eh,
I can still see. Shoot.
I know this is the dilemma I was running into because college football is so unpredictable.
Hell yeah, we could have this. We could do the show next week, and none of those teams be on the table still. Like,
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, not necessarily none, but you know what I'm saying. Like it could be the conversation could completely flip. The narrative can flip.
Yes.
I just don't see a game Michigan's gonna lose. Man.
I don't either. It's tough to see a game where Michigan's going to lose. They are that good.
I'm. Oh God. You know what? This is gonna sound crazy, almost like I'm a college football homer. The top 6, once all is said and done, Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State,
Ooh.
Oregon, Alabama.
Ooh.
Damn. Okay. That's valid. I can see all of those. Like, we can never count out Alabama. Alabama, on their good day, can beat any team in college football.
Anybody. They just have the NFL. They just have the talent. They have the coaching. Alabama is a team. I mean, shit. They've been dominating college football for fucking like the last 15 years. Like
Exactly.
You can't count them out.
Exactly, Ian. If they are playing their A game, they have the possibility. Not saying they would absolutely beat any team on their A game, but they have the skill set to do it.
I don't kind of like what people say about Belichick. I don't sleep on Nick Saban.
No, he's a different animal. Nick Saban is a different type of animal.
But it's hard. I mean, you got Texas, who's looking good. You got Oklahoma, who's looked okay. I mean, Oklahoma just got punked by Kansas, though.
Right. They in a sense got exposed too. Like they
did.
Stop Jason
Yeah, Oklahoma's chances just went down the drain.
Well, I mean, because I don't think the Big 12
that Kansas game is going to bite them in the butt. They're
Yeah,
going to be
it will.
They don't get any higher than 6 at best.
That's fair. But with the Big 12 championship, I mean, because if they win the Big 12 championship, they're going to have to beat Texas again. That'll be 2 wins against Texas.
That would be huge. I personally
huge.
don't see them beating Texas again, though.
I mean, they barely beat them the first time, and they had to get a last-second drive. So.
I can't wait for Texas next year. I want to watch some Arch fucking Manning.
Oh yeah,
man.
That's what I'm waiting for. I want to see some Arch fucking Manning.
Do you think he could lead Texas to college football playoffs in a special year?
I am never going to say a Manning can't do something if it's football related.
I'm with Casey.
I'm not going to sit here and say, no, he can't do that. He's Arch fucking Manning. He just fucking might do it.
Hey, what
How
if somebody...
tall is he anyway?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me see. He played basketball. I know that.
6'1", 6'2"?
I would guess you're about, let me see, Arch Manning height. He is 6'4", 220.
His tapes he looks shorter.
Maybe it's just small, doesn't he?
It was just a camera, though, possibly.
No, he's got an NFL body already.
He's NFL ready.
Because he's got 2 uncles who tell him to do what the heck he wants.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 Hall of Fame uncles. What do you expect?
So, Ian, what's yours? You haven't given yours yet.
Have you given your top 6? Or top?
No, I got to 3 and I had to stop.
You both passed the torch that I threw myself
All right, I'll
in the
take
sword
the
of it all.
I'll take the torch back because I've been looking at it. I have a good idea. So it's just so tough, man, because anything can happen. Like, I mean, the thing is, Florida State though. The ACC still has divisions. I could double check. So they probably have to play like, I don't know, who is it, like North Carolina or some shit.
Clemson and North Carolina.
Yeah, Clemson's not what they were. So
That was trash this year.
I mean, Michigan, if they get to the Big Ten championship, they're going to have to play what, fucking Minnesota or somebody. Like,
Which they'll smack the shit out of Minnesota.
right,
Iowa.
just like they did the first time. I mean, or Iowa. Like Michigan, hell, they beat Minnesota in Minneapolis 52-10. I think they could do it at a neutral site with the undefeated season on the line. But the thing with Michigan though is, I think we kind of saw the same thing with Alabama basketball. Is all the because I try more so in pro sports, college too. I try not to get caught up in the emotions and all, but with all the emotional turmoil right now surrounding that program with the sign stealing scandal, who's to say Michigan won't just slip up against fucking Maryland when they go to Maryland in a couple of weeks?
It depends on how you view it, I suppose, because is it going to be an instance where, like you said, it makes them slip, or is it going to be an instance where it rallies the troops?
And it just pisses them off and they go beat the fucking piss out of everybody. It could go.
A la 07 Patriots.
Yep.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. I mean, that was the year that Spygate had really come to light, right? And
yeah.
everybody was.
And they said, well, forget you. We're just going to wipe the floor with you all.
I remember I was watching, I think they played the Chargers like week 3, and they were in New England, and a fan had a sign that was like, the Patriots are the best team in the NFL. We have the tapes to prove it. I thought that was the most clever thing in the world. But it's hard, man, because like you said, it's hard to count out Bama. Georgia got, they have Brock Bowers, Carson Beck. They're starting to, Carson Beck's kind of, I like Jalen Milroe. He is prone to making a couple mistakes. I like how I still like his calmness a little bit. I think okay, so I'm gonna stop fucking around, because the thing is, but real quick, if Georgia ends up losing to Alabama in the SEC championship, they're both getting in. Like one loss Alabama with a loss to Texas isn't getting left out. I want to say Bama, man. I'll just go.
It's the Nick Saban effect. That's why you want to say Bama.
Exactly. It's happened too much. I've witnessed it way too many times. Same thing with Brady. Same thing with fucking LeBron in the East. Like, it's the same thing. But my top 4 in no particular order at this point. I've got Oregon.
Oregon.
They outgained Washington in that game. They made
a
decision at the end of the first half. I've got Oregon in there. They fucking beat the dog shit out of Utah this past weekend. It's hard. Ohio State has had so many question marks surrounding them at quarterback. I don't know what's gonna I don't know what's gonna happen. But I've got Oregon. I've got Michigan. I think Michigan's gonna I think they're gonna win out. I don't think they're gonna lose in the regular season. Georgia still has to play at home against Missouri, who look dangerous against LSU. At home, against Ole Miss, back-to-back weeks. Go to Tennessee, go to Georgia Tech, which, I don't know why I said that.
Trust me, Ian, I hear you on that, but like we said, Georgia's clicking at the right time, I think, and I think that's going to smell a lot of trouble. Look what happened this past week against Florida. They went down 7-0, then just absolutely beat the fucking brakes off them.
You guys are going to call me crazy for this one. Well, so I think Georgia is going to lose against Ole Miss at home. I think Ole Miss.
What? I could see that actually.
What? And then on top of all that,
you are
let me see what Alabama's remaining games are, because Alabama's look good. Because I was debating on what. So let me.
Georgia's not losing at home to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Oh yeah, they got a fucking offense, bro. Lane Kiffin's gonna put some pressure on them.
Ole Miss is
10th. Smoking, Ian.
Ole Miss is 10th. They're not a slouch. They're 7-1.
Alabama.
I'm not saying they're a slouch. They're not gonna beat Georgia.
Wait. So I said Ole Miss. So that was one. Wait. Let me see. Let me go back to their schedule. And they got.
Think Georgia's losing twice?
No. So I know. Well, so I think they're losing that game against Ole Miss, and then I think Alabama is gonna drop the game against Kentucky in Lexington I know it's a basketball school. I know they look like ass.
What?
Ray Davis is no joke. And then they're going to play an SEC championship that none of us thought would be meaningless before the season started. So no SEC teams get in on my watch. Well, Ole Miss is going to have.
You are
What?
Now
delusional.
let's pull up
Ian.
Ole Miss. Now, yeah, you call me delusional. Let's play this shit back in a couple of weeks, in like a month.
I'll call you delusional again.
Did they legalize more narcotics in Vegas? I mean,
Terrible.
what?
Terrible.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And then check this out. You call me crazy. Everybody listening. You know,
I am.
Now, Ole Miss, they got to play at home against A&M, at Georgia, at home against Louisiana Monroe, at Mississippi State. I think, because that'll be one SEC loss for Bama and Ole Miss, which will mean Bama will get in the SEC championship with 2 losses. It ain't gonna fucking matter who loses, and then they're gonna beat. That was my prediction. They're gonna beat Georgia in the SEC championship. So a 2-loss Bama is gonna win the SEC. A 2-loss Georgia is gonna be left out because they lost against Ole Miss and they lose to Bama. So we got Michigan, Oregon, and then give me Texas and then give me as I said, Texas, Oregon, Michigan, and Florida State. I don't see Florida State losing another game. I really don't.
So when we get done with this show, you're going to give me the number to your crack dealer, right?
Martinez on 56th Street. He's open till 10
that makes sense. That's got to be it. Because that is just Ian, you're a good buddy of mine, and I think you have some pretty, intelligent takes at times.
Is like volcanic.
I think you have some pretty, intelligent takes at times, but I hope you don't take offense when I say this. That might be the absolute worst take I've ever heard, ever in sports history.
No. Mine was that the if you recall a couple years back when I said the Cleveland Browns would make noise in the playoffs, back when Baker Mayfield got drafted.
They made the playoffs and beat the Steelers. That wasn't that bad. That was somewhat reasonable. This man is over here. This man is here with a straight face, telling us there's not going to be the most dominating conference in college football history, that there's not going to be any team from that division making the college football playoffs. Get all the way the fuck out of here with that take, Ian.
Now, if we are talking about bad takes, worst one I've probably ever had was that Derek Williams should have been the number 1 kick, and that he was better than Kyrie Irving. I absolutely smoked that pick. Yeah, that was
up until 10 seconds ago. That was your worst take ever.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I like Alabama. Wait, who the fuck else I say they were gonna lose? Oh, at Kentucky. I think Louisville was gonna have one more They almost lost at South Florida. Georgia is not beating Ole Miss. Georgia is too dysfunctional. Ole Miss is too good of an offense, and then Bama's gonna beat Georgia.
So what are you gonna say when Georgia beats Ole Miss by 20? Because they're going to. I guarantee you they beat them by more than 20.
I was wrong.
Absolutely
it
guaranteed.
Probably be something like that, yeah. But they're not gonna beat. They're not beating Ole Miss. They're not. I don't care.
No, you're right. You're right. They're not going to beat them. They're going to slaughter them.
No, you know what? Matter of fact, what's the? Well, I think that's like a couple of. They play Missouri this week, and hell, Missouri. I don't think Missouri is beating.
Don't say it.
Nope. Georgia's gonna slip once. We've seen the past.
I agree they might slip once, but it's going to be to Alabama in the SEC title game.
Don't doubt Lane Kiffin now.
That's why you're doing it.
Not just. Yeah. I just trust his offensive genius. I think they're gonna light the fucking scoreboard.
What? No, come on.
That's
really?
why. It's the Lane Kiffin. You're still in love with Lane Kiffin.
I'm not. We left his ass on the tarmac right where the fuck he should have been. That's what the fuck happened. We fired his ass on the tarmac.
World Series update. Rangers are up 5-0 at the top of the third.
Well, we were wrong about that take. That Rangers are going to win.
You said top of the third?
Top of the third, 5-0 in Arizona. Still early, but
a lot of baseball, yeah, for sure.
That game's over.
Now, before we get on to the question, man, Speaking of World Series comebacks, and this kind of came to mind, have you guys? I mean, I know Justin's more of a baseball guy. When the Red Sox lost in 1986, if you were alive at that time,
I was not. I was 3 years pre-conception.
right? If you were alive at that time, what the fuck would you dude? They were up. What was it 3-1? I think in the ninth. Like they were up 2 runs with 1 out in the ninth inning. Like, they were 2 outs away. They had like 18 times they were 1 pitch away from winning the World Series in that game, and they couldn't do it. And then they had the Buckner play. And then on top of that, Game 7.
That's why Buckner gets way more hate than he truly deserves, because it wasn't all on Buckner at all.
Nope. They had Game 7 still. They still had Game 7.
I don't know. I mean, it rolled right through his fucking.
No, he was a contributing factor, but the Red Sox just didn't put that game away at any point when they could have. It's not all on him. He was the scapegoat, no question about it.
One thing I will say is, now I don't like. I mean, granted, you're right. They did have a whole 7th game. Hell, they were winning in Game 7, but it definitely killed the momentum. But one thing though I want to point out is, why does Steve Bartman get blamed? He dropped, he interfered with the game. I get that. It would have been, I think it was going to be the end of the inning if Moises Alou would have been able to catch it. But Alex Gonzalez fucked up I haven't seen the shit in so long. He fucked up an easy play that allowed like 2 runs to score. Why he doesn't get blamed, they pretty much on the 30 for 30 had a whole explaining scapegoats. Like they would never blame one of their own guys. They're going to find a scapegoat, which was Bartman. But Alex Gonzalez absolutely deserves to get, I mean, hell, they could have went, I don't remember who the batter was in the Bartman play, but they could have went out and struck him out. They still had a chance. Alex Gonzalez
absolutely
cost a couple of runs, and then they just completely, I feel for that guy. I really do, for Steve Bartman, man.
You know why, Ian? It's because sports fans, even including myself, always, including you guys too, always got to try to find a reason why they lost other than just blaming the team.
Oh yeah. And it's always, we got
everyone does it.
Whether it's the refs or, we didn't have our key player, or I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you completely ignore the fact that you guys dropped 2 fucking open touchdowns, but shit
absolutely.
Like
that. Absolutely.
But I'm gonna come back and talk my shit when Georgia loses 2 games. When they lose
not happening, just not. But I think that you deserve an A for effort on your tape. You're going to get an F in execution, of course, because it's just not going to happen. But definitely an A for effort. Hopefully we get some clickbait out of it. But it's not happening, my friend.
One thing that happened this week that I didn't exactly see coming was the Francis Ngannou Tyson Fury.
Oh yeah.
That was some highway, by the way.
Bro, that shit. I mean, me and my friend watched pretty much the whole fight, bro. If you look at the numbers, I looked at the stats like right after the fight was over, but they were pretty even, like in punches and shit, or not, strikes landed, all that percentage, whatever. And Ngannou had a knockdown. I really feel like that decision was a decision to save the entire sport, because if you have your heavyweight champion get beat by somebody from a different sport, that dude, he deserved to win that fucking fight, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I thought Fury was gonna knock his ass out in like the 4th round. I thought he was gonna get the fans. I did too. And then I walked away from the TV, and my friend was like, "Oh, we just dropped that nigga." I'm like, "What? Who dropped?" I was thinking he was talking about Fury, but nah, Ngannou dropped his ass, man. And Fury, like he's done multiple times in his career, got up like this fucking 6'9" Shrek that he is. And Ngannou just kept coming after his ass, man. Ngannou's pretty tall, right? He's like 6'5". He's not a short guy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, he was on his ass the whole fight. I don't think Fury was ready for that kind of strength even. I mean, he was holding on to Fury, taking some of the wind out of him in those little I don't know if like grappling, kind of but yeah, man, that was fucking highway robbery, bro. Maybe not. It was pretty much robbery, right? I don't really see how you can make a case for. I haven't seen anybody making a case for Fury. I haven't seen anybody. Well, it can go both ways. Like, nah. I mean, he got fucking robbed. I mean, granted, Fury was the busier fighter for the most part. I mean, but that's Fury's style.
No,
dance
100%.
around,
on that aspect,
stick and move. but he was the busier fighter. But if you look at the strikes landed, percentages, you watch the fucking like Ngannou. There's nothing that. And Fury had a few nice moments. He was throwing a couple nice combinations, but I thought Ngannou won that fight, dude. Like I don't see how Fury got it. Like I said, I think that was just to preserve the sport of boxing. I don't now. Granted, I don't think you'll ever see a boxer be able to go into an MMA ring and do what Ngannou did this past
No,
weekend.
I
Like
agree completely.
So
and I hate that notion too, man. Like I get it, we'll step in the fucking octagon. It's not. There's no UFC incorporated into boxing. There's a decent amount of boxing, especially depending on what your fighting style is, incorporated into MMA. I mean, granted,
To an extent, striking in UFC is a lot different than boxing, though.
yeah, for sure. No, you're right about that. It's a lot different. It's more, it's not necessarily stick and move. It's like I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out.
Exactly.
But it's not like, you're not fucking practicing arm bars at the boxing gym. Like it was just highway robbery, man. All them fucking dudes with all that oil money sitting up front. Like that would have been the biggest upset in boxing history. I mean, because Buster Douglas was 35-1 odds, and he beat Tyson. I think Fury, Ngannou.
I mean, we all know Tyson blew that fight just because he bet against himself because he wanted his coke money. But that's neither here nor there.
Did he really? I think I heard something like that before.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I think Tyson too. I mean, he was dealing with all that shit with Robin Givens, man. Like he was just bound to take an upset. Buster Douglas, his mom.
That one. I was joking about the coke thing, but it was mob controlled. I think Tyson owed the mob a bunch of money and had to throw the fight, to be honest. But we can't really speak about stuff like that. So.
Oh, sure we can, but we don't know though. But yeah, no, man, it was just like Buster Douglas's mom had just died. He was just a bad matchup for Tyson. I think all around, he was just a tough guy, and God, man, I wish I could have witnessed Prime Mike Tyson, bro. I never got to witness it. Justin might have, I don't know, like or not Prime, huh? Maybe after he got out of prison, right, or something like that.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Like Mike Tyson. Like, did you ever get to witness him in his not? You probably didn't witness him in his heyday, right? Or you were really
not quite his heyday, like the end of his heyday.
Right, like after he had come back from prison, and I'm gonna eat you like children and all that, right?
Yeah, it was right after that.
The psycho Mike Tyson.
Psycho Mike Tyson, yes.
Dude, he just I wish I could have seen that dude, bro. They used to show his fights nonstop on ESPN Classic. You guys ever seen the fight he fought? Check the Facebook Messenger, by the way. He fought Peter McNeely from Massachusetts, from Boston, I think. Bro, he knocked that motherfucker out in like 30. There's like the viral clip that goes around like Instagram and TikTok and shit where he was like, I'm doing this. What do you say, for Mickey? He's like, for whatever the fucking trainer's name was, came out and just straight up, like, he wasn't afraid of Tyson. I'll give him that. Try to rush Tyson, boom, 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 down real quick. Gets back up, boom, boom. It was like a 30-second fight, bro. It was quick. You gotta watch it. Peter McNeely versus Mike Tyson. But I don't know, man. I've been waiting for a really good fight for a while, bro. Like I don't remember the last time I saw a solid fight. Shit. What's the last good fight you seen, Justin? Like UFC or boxing?
UFC or boxing. Honestly, probably the Ronda Rousey Holly Holm upset.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah.
Or when she lost for the first time?
When she lost for the first time. Yeah,
no, I don't really remember the fight. There's a couple of decent fights. There was one back in the I want to say it was Robbie Lawler versus some goddamn buddy.
I also watching Chuck Liddell rake into the UFC.
Oh, absolutely. Chuck Liddell was a menace.
Nice there.
Yeah, no, without Chuck Liddell, there's really no UFC isn't what it is today. Without him and Tito Ortiz, like UFC is not, especially Chuck Liddell. I mean, me personally, when UFC was just coming on the scene, like that's the only fighter I really knew was Chuck Liddell.
Same.
I do have a question for us all to kind of to wrap this all up for us all.
All right, let's hear it.
Probably
Is this the question?
It's a question.
This is the question.
This is the question.
For sure.
With your hometown team, what is your best sports moment?
Hometown team. Best sportsman. So I can't include the Cowboys because they're not my
Nope.
hometown team.
Can't include the
Can I
Cowboys.
include the Rams because they were in
You
St. Louis?
can't
when I
include the
became
Rams
a
because
fan?
they were in LA beforehand. Yes, you can.
You can't. I wouldn't. You can't include the St. Louis Rams though.
No,
It has to be an
can't
LA
include
Rams
St. Louis.
moment.
It's gotta be LA. Correct. So
Mine.
turf doesn't count.
This is weird because mine is a one where it's the sport that I would like to say that I follow the least, and it's baseball. It has to be the 04 comeback against the Yankees.
Ooh, that's.
I mean the 03 comeback
Damn.
against the Yankees. It's got to
04.
be.
It was 04.
No, and 04
It's 04.
season. I'm talking about being
04.
down 03.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, being down 03 against the Yankees. It has to be that. Like, I was in 8th grade. So here's my kind of backstory in that. I was in 8th grade, and I just about a week prior to that series actually shattered my kneecap. And so I couldn't really go anywhere. I was in a cast on crutches. And so don't get me wrong, I watched the Red Sox throughout a little bit of course of that season. I was young, I was 13, so I was more into baseball than I am now. But at the same time, since the fact that I couldn't really go anywhere, I couldn't really do anything, it became like a priority to watch the Red Sox every night during the course of that time frame. And watching that comeback was an absolute joy because once I think they lost game 3 19-8 if I'm not mistaken.
19-8. They got
19-8. Wow, I can't believe I remember that exact score. 19-8 they lost game 3. And then after that, Big Papi, of course, we know in the bottom of the 14th sends the game to game 5, and I think the bottom of the 12th, the game after that, gets the single to send them to game 6, the bloody sock in game 7, and then of course they had, I believe it was 2 grand slams in game 7 to win 10-3.
Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon, did he hit? No, he hit one of them, right? Did he hit both?
He hit one.
Damon hit one, and
Bellhorn.
God, Bellhorn. Speaking of I hated Mark Bellhorn.
He was
absolutely despised Mark Bellhorn, but I'm happy he hit that grand slam. But I fucking hated Mark Bellhorn. Anyways, that by far to me was the greatest hometown sports moment. Close second would be the Celtics in 08.
Yeah, that Boston Red Sox series, bro, because the year before, because that was the 03 and 04, that is when I really remember watching sport. Like, when my memory kind of kicked in, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, so I remember the Yankees with Aaron Boone hitting that fucking walk-off. And
Aaron
then the next year,
Boone.
Aaron fucking but then the next year, Aaron bleeping Boone. The next year, they're down 3-0 again. It's like, oh, fuck, here we go. Like, I've never been happier for a team, I don't think, that wasn't my team than I was for the Red Sox, bro. Because I remember my older brother was staying with me at the time, and I hear him in the room with his friend. I'd watch the game, but he's like, dude, the fucking Red Sox just won. Like, everybody. And they proceeded to fucking sweep the Cardinals. Like, it wasn't I had no fucking doubt they were going to beat the Cardinals. Like, after they just went through all that shit against the Yankees, we have seen letdown spots. Don't get me wrong. Caitlin Clark in Iowa, after they beat South Carolina, got dog walked by LSU. But after they did that, when what the city had been through for 86 years, yeah, dude, like, it's not like you're not losing to the Cardinals. Like, that was so cool to see, man. It was just so cool. You guys were down 0-3 and came back.
We had no business. And this is something I was telling Casey during the NBA playoffs. Like, don't count us out. Like, Kevin Millar, who was the first baseman for the Red Sox that year. If we win Game 4, don't count us out. We're not.
Why not us? That was their slogan all year long.
What about you, Justin? Or should I go next because it's your question and maybe we should give you the.
You can go next because the thing is, I've been a Boston sports fan my entire life, so I had to actually think about this one a little.
I know what yours is going to be.
Actually, it's not because I'm from California, so that doesn't exactly count.
Ooh. Oh, okay. I want Justin to go last because I'm really intrigued to hear this because all I know is about you, like in the Boston teams. Mine, man, it's a tough one, man. It's a real tough one. It's not like I remember the day like it was fucking yesterday or anything. It's just so It's just so tough. Come on, fucking Google. I was trying to load the date, man. It's when the Rams beat the Bengals in the fucking Super Bowl on February 13th, 2022. I cried like a baby, bro. I fucking cried like a baby. And then my kid's fucking mom has the nerve to ask me, because we're separated. So she dropped the kids off and I'm like, all right, cool. They came inside. And I guess she went to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the game. She's like, oh my God, I didn't know the Rams were playing in the Super Bowl. I'm like, yeah, why the fuck do you think I was pacing when you got here? But dude, it was just like, it was she came and picked him up before the game was over because he had school the next day. But man, it was just so cool being able to watch for the most of the third quarter with my son. I'm over in front of the TV with my hands on my fucking knees and he's trying to mimic me and just, bro, after that Eminem concert at fucking halftime, I was still singing the fucking songs, bro. I'm playing this shit on YouTube and then T. Higgins comes out. Big play. And I want to say we went down by double digits at some point in the second half. It was like 10 or 9 or something.
We went by 10.
And then we came back, bro, and just like, dude, I thought the Bengals were going to do it on that fucking last drive, bro. But when we scored, we got bailed out. I just want to say, it was like 2 or 3 calls towards the end. It was like, I don't know if it was holding or offside, but they called a shitload of penalties on the Bengals.
And I will say, though, that's the best halftime show of all time, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, my God, bro. And then 50 Cent coming in there looking like 50 Cent with inflation. It was crazy, bro. And then on top of that,
went from 50 cent to a full dollar.
Yeah, he went from 50 cent to fucking, they said 75. He was getting fucking roasted within like 5 minutes on Twitter. But the only person I've seen get roasted quicker than that is when Chris Rock, when he got slapped by Will Smith. And then we come out and the Bengals were moving the ball. Like I think they were close to their own 40 when we came in, got a big play on third down, and then Aaron Donald flung them around, bro. And I'm just sitting there, hands on my head, like, we just won the Super Bowl. We just won the Super Bowl.
Are you okay the fact that the Rams threw away the whole future for that Super Bowl?
Fucking, what did I say the very first show that we did? Matter of fact, playback episode 1. We got our ring. See? I told you. That was, folks, I don't do no editing. But yeah, that's a really good question. Like, yes, I am, because at the end of the day, bro, the goal in sports is to win a championship, and we did it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, now we're getting a little bit of that back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're 3-5.
3-4. No, 3-5. Yeah, because you're. Oh fuck. Oh shit. We're 3-5.
You have one more win than Justin's Patriots.
We're a lot better than one win better than the Patriots. But that's besides the point. Yes, I'm happy that we. I'm very happy that we.
He says to try to save face.
You were down by 30 in the second quarter to the Cowboys.
We're good, bro. We're good. Like, we're good. We got to play Green Bay this weekend. We're good. Like, but to answer your question though, hell yeah, I'm fucking. Okay. Like, I'm happy that we gave our, like, not necessarily happy we gave our future away, but I'm happy that we did what we fucking needed to do to win the Super Bowl. Like, we went out and got the best team. That's another reason why that year I was so on edge, bro. I'm always on edge when the Rams are in the playoffs, but I'm like, dude, if we don't do it now, we're never gonna fucking do it, bro. We won. I went and played "Sweet Victory" by SpongeBob. Great underrated song. I know it's on SpongeBob. If you guys haven't heard it, which I'm sure all of you have,
sweet man, victory.
I was sitting on my back porch with a Four Loko like I have right now, and I was just like, yeah, the world is for the tape, bro. I was fucking hype. And then I went downtown, bro, and just I got banned on Facebook for 30 days just for being ecstatic about the Rams win. I don't know what my friend said. He's like, where all them fake ass Rams fans at? Y'all fake ass. And then I commented, he's like, no, I know you a real Rams fan. I'm like, yeah, I remember Mike Martz and fuck Tom Brady and you piece of shit Facebook motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit. I got banned for 30 days for that.
To be fair, I had you guys going to the Super Bowl that year, but I had you lose to the Chiefs. That's what.
Dude,
and the thing, I still think you would have lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Like, bro, when cause right before that, the Bengals beat the fucking Chiefs, bro. And that's when I got really excited. I'm like, dude, like, granted, it's the Super Bowl, bro. Like, any team that makes the Super Bowl, if you don't come with your A+ game, you're gonna lose.
Except if you're the 85 Patriots going against the 85 Bears, you were gonna get the doors blown off of you by default.
Yes, of course, yes. Okay, so that's Ian's. Justin, what's yours?
So this is going to be a bit of a different take than you would probably think of. I'm going back to the '86 Olympics. Los Angeles Olympics.
You weren't alive.
Yeah, we'll let you cook, and then we'll let you choose one when you were alive. I want to hear you cook.
Fair enough. So the 86 Olympics, held in Los Angeles, ushered in what we know as the Olympic theme by John Williams, in terms of the music. Carl Lewis also won 4 gold medals in track and field, 100, 200, 4x1 relay, and long jump. I've always been a track and field runner, so that was my. I always watch Carl Lewis replays. I used to watch the Michael Johnson because he ran the 400, which was my event, but Carl Lewis was always an inspiration for me.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair.
But I get it. That's hometown because my team's in Boston, so I got to talk about something near my hometown. That was probably my best moments for the Los Angeles area moment, because I will never crown anything about the Lakers because I do not touch that purple and gold, even if you pay me. It's just not happening.
Now, I have a question about that, because wait, hold on. I thought, didn't Ben Johnson win, but they stripped? Like, what ended up happening? Or did Carl Lewis beat him, right? Ben Johnson
Carl Lewis beat him. Carl Lewis beat him.
Who was the one with because they have a whole ESPN documentary where it's called like 9 point whatever with the asterisk at the end. What? Let me see. Hold on. Carl Lewis, Ben Johnson. Because dude, like that still got brought up in like
that was
all
the '87 World Championships. It was after the Olympics.
Oh, that was the world champ. Okay, got you. Yeah, no, that's a good one though, man. Like honestly, the track and the championship was at the 100-meter you're referring to, right?
Yep.
That is the most, and not anticipated, I would say, but that is like, I mean, well,
it's the most hyped track and field event
ever. Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's pretty much determining who the fucking fastest person on Earth is.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, that's track and field. I ran that shit in 8th grade. I did the high jump for a little bit. Did decent. But yeah, I mean, and Ben Johnson was Canadian, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, always gotta love when we beat the Canadians. The damn sure the fuck ain't happening in hockey. And before we get off of the show, because that was a really interesting one. I was thinking that because 86 the Olympic. Well, wait, 88. I think you're thinking of because then
88 was the Olympics. 88 was the Olympics. 87 was the year before where the World Championships where they had the .1 whatever.
Wait, you said 88 Olympics, right?
88 Olympics, correct.
Oh, for some reason I thought you said 86 Olympics. So, but before we get off of here, I could have saved this for another question, but it'll just take a second. Counterpoint of that, maybe this is gonna take a little bit too long. What's your guys' opposite? What's the worst moment from your hometown team? We'll start with.
So we don't go over to like crazy. Just say your answer and we'll just move on from it.
Yeah.
What's yours, Ian?
USC Texas, easy.
That's fair. Mine would have to be worst hometown sports moment. When Drew Bledsoe got hurt.
I follow all Boston sports, so it's for me. It was hard for that.
Mine's when Drew Bledsoe got hurt for the Patriots.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be your favorite team then.
No, because it's a hometown team.
So no Celtics. No Celtics losing to Lakers.
No, because it's. I'll just very brief, quick explanation. Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Tom Brady comes in. He wins 6 rings, and he sits to pee. So,
right. I knew you were gonna say that. All right, go ahead, Justin.
It's hard for me because again, California, not really. I didn't follow California sports. Watching it happen was watching the Dodgers lose to my Red Sox. It was probably heartbreaking for Dodger fans.
Yeah, that's fair. A close second to me would have been 2010 finals. Game 7 losing to the Lakers.
You guys
that'd have been a close second
game,
for me,
bro.
Yeah, I know. We're up by 13.
True story. I convinced my mother to go to Game 5 when they actually won the whole damn thing.
Oh, in 08?
Yeah.
That was Game 6.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Game 5 they had a huge comeback, and then Game 6. No,
Game 4.
Game 4 they had a huge comeback. Game 5 Lakers won, and Game 6 they beat the doors off the Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Dodgers game, Dodgers World Series against.
Oh, okay.
That was 18.
Yep, 2018.
I convinced my mother to go to Game 5 because I knew they were going to win in 5, and so I was right.
That team was so good, bro. The 2018 Red Sox. Like, that's
They
one of the
were
teams in
phenomenal.
baseball where I saw it, and I'm like, that, like, in baseball, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes, but once they were smoking the Dodgers, I think in, like, game 3 or 4, I'm like, yeah, the Red Sox, like, this shit's over, bro.
With
Like,
Chris Sale coming out of the bullpen, yeah, you're over. It's over with.
But that was a great episode, boys. Real quick, of course, I kind of want to end on the show where we began. Huge condolences to all the family involved in the massacre in Lewiston, Maine. I hope for anyone, I know we don't get much listeners, if anyone heard this that was involved, that was able to be impacted by that at all, if we were able to make you smile with our jokes, we're happy. Something's got to change in this world. I don't know what it is. I don't think any one person has the answer, but something definitely has to change. But as always, it was great doing the show with you boys.
Same for you guys.
Pleasure is all mine, and I'll go ahead and cap it off like I do every show. Good night, Canada.
Ian's crazy for thinking that Georgia's going to lose to Ole Miss. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, like my fucking asshole. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.